Israel tonight also is prepared for war. Its armed forces went on highest alert. Officials said that while war may not be inevitable, it is very likely. NBC's Martin Fletcher.
Israel's ready. Warplanes and electronic early warning planes are constantly in the air, and fighter pilots alternate in the cockpits on the ground. They can be airborne within 30 seconds. Israeli leaders said only they can be responsible for Israel's defense.
The Americans have not been surprised by our position that we have the right and the duty to defend ourselves, and we will do it.
Israel said no to Washington's request to stay out of any war and let America fight for Israel. Israeli warplanes will attack Iraq if Iraq attacks Israel. Israel will not wait for America to defend it, even if this puts at risk the US Arab anti-Iraq coalition. But Israel did promise not to attack first.
We have not been talking about preemptive strikes at all. We hope that we will not be hit, but if we are attacked, then we will respond.
Israeli leaders are worried Iraq may not wait for the deadline tomorrow night and strike first at Israel. But because of the constant drills, Israeli officials are confident they don't have too much to fear, less than 100 dead. They say bad enough but bearable. All that's left now, many Israelis believe, is prayer. More than 50,000 Orthodox Jews gathered at the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem tonight to pray for peace. Martin Fletcher, NBC News, Tel Aviv.
Then there is Jordan, neighbor of Israel, neighbor of Iraq, home to millions of Palestinians, a country where sympathy towards Saddam Hussein is running very high. NBC's Keith Miller is in Amman.
It was one of the largest anti-American demonstrations since the crisis. Muslim fundamentalists denouncing America's involvement in the Gulf.
We don't like war, but America and Israel like war. That is the point.
They shouted claims there will be victory for Iraq. But Jordan is preparing for the worst. As a buffer state between Israel and Iraq, Jordan could become a battlefield if Iraq carries out its threat to attack Israel. The army is on alert. It has taken up defensive positions along the border with Israel. The border with Iraq has been closed, and in the event of war, Jordanian airspace will also be closed. Civilians are preparing as well. Television broadcasts instruct people what to do in the event of attack. The French embassy issued gas masks to all its citizens still in the country. Many people here seem resigned to the possibility of war in the Gulf, but there is a danger that Jordan could become an unwilling participant if Iraq decides to expand the conflict. Keith Miller, NBC News, Amman.
And with time running out, anti-war rallies today took on an edge of desperation. San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge was shut down during rush hour by anti-war protesters, backing up traffic for 15 miles. In Chicago, 5,000 protesters blocked streets in the Loop, chanting slogans and burning American flags. Police arrested 130 of them.